Hello and welcome back to another video. Hello, I'm over, I'm hanging. And today, as you can probably tell by the title, I am going to be talking about 6 light novels that I'd like to see get an English translation. As far as I know, none of these light novels have an English translation. I might be wrong about some, they might have digital releases that I don't know about. But at the time of me filming this, as far as I know, they don't. Yeah. You might fuck off and mention one that does, but you never know. Okay. The first light novel I would like to see get an English translation is Beyond the Boundary, or Kyokai no Kanata light novels. I'm not sure how many light novels this has currently out in Japan, but I know that it is still ongoing. Quite a lot of these pictures are bad quality, by the way. They're the best I could find. Beyond the Boundary is a series that I have watched the anime and the films of, and I very enjoyed those, but the ending left you with still so many questions. So I'd like to see the light novels translated so I can finally find out more about this series. I highly doubt it will ever happen because this light novels are quite old. As most of these are. So yeah, Beyond the Boundary is a series about this girl Mirai and Akihiko. And Akihiko is like a half demon, and Mirai is this girl who can control her blood and use it as a weapon. And the two of them like working together to like get rid of these creaturey things, like demony creaturey things, from what I remember. It's been years since I watched this. And yeah, I would really like to see an English translation of this light novel. Next up on the list we have Tokyo Ravens, which again I have seen the anime of this and I really enjoyed it, but the end left me wanting to read the light novels, which were not translated. Currently there is 15 volumes out in Japan, and I do believe this series is ongoing. Yeah, probably is. Put it behind me, I want to smell it. Oh yes. And this series is about Natsume and Harutora. And Natsume is like this descendant of this person, I've forgotten his name, and Harutora is like a neighbour or assistant, and the two of them end up going to this mega school for people who have magic and trying to like learn how to control their powers and stuff, and then stuff starts to happen whilst they're here and they get attacked by people and things like that happen, and it's a good series that I would very like to read the light novels. Again, I don't think this would ever get an official translation, but maybe. I don't think it was ever all that popular. No. Clutching at straws with that one. Okay, this next one is the one I am not sure about whether it has a translation online or not. Like, I don't read digital, so I wouldn't know. And that is Kokoro Connect, another light novel that I have watched the anime of and really enjoyed it, but wanted more after the ending, and the light novels were not translated as far as I know. The manga is translated, it's 5 volumes long, but it doesn't cover all that much. I don't think it even covers as much as what the anime did. And Kokoro Connect is about these 5 students who are a part of this club at school, and suddenly strange things start happening to them, like they start switching bodies with each other, and they meet this guy called Heartseed, and he's doing this stuff to them, and they have to figure out why and deal with what's currently happening to them. The first bit is switching bodies, but then they also go through some other stuff as well. And it was a very good series, and I would like to be able to read these light novels if they had a translation. I don't believe they do, although I'm not 100% sure about this one, because I have seen covers with English writing. So if someone could inform me of that. Yeah, me. I don't know. great in format, Badgy. Anyway, yeah, I would love to see this translated. These are in no particular order, by the way, other than the last one, which is the one I would like to see translated the most. And as you can tell, there's 6 of them. This next one, I have read the manga of, I do have the manga, but again, it doesn't cover all that much. And that is The Earl and the Fairy. And currently, this light novel is ended in Japan, with 36 volumes in total. And this is another light novel that I would like to see a translation of. I have got the manga here. I have read it all, but it's only 4 volumes long and it doesn't cover all that much at all. In fact, again, I don't think it even covers as much as the anime did. I wouldn't know, I'm yet to watch the anime, but the manga was good. I do want to watch the anime, it's been on my to watch list for a while. And I heard that it's actually based off light novels, and I really want to read them, but they're not translated. And the story of this is there's a girl, this girl here, her name is Lydia, and her cat. And she is a fairy doctor, and a fairy doctor is someone who can see fairies and communicate with fairies. And she goes to London to visit her parents, and while she's there, she gets kidnapped, and she's rescued by this guy here, Edgar, who claims to be the human ruler of the fairy kingdom. Claims to be descended from him. And he's looking for this sword, which he says is his birthright, called the Sword of the Brunei Earl. And he tasks Lydia with helping him to find it. That's what I know from reading the manga anyway, but I've heard that the anime is slightly different and closer to the light novels, so I would really like to read these light novels. But these light novels are very old, and also they're shoujo. I rarely see translations of shoujo light novels, and even rarer I see physical releases of them. So yeah, I would really like to read The Earl and the Fairy. It is quite a long series for a light novel with 36 volumes. This next series is another shoujo light novel, and it is also another one I have watched the anime of, and also it has a manga release as well. But it is the Kakeguori Bed and Breakfast for Spirits light novel, the original light novel. The anime for this was very good, and they did start to release the manga in English. I have the first volume here, but I don't know how much of the story that the manga is going to cover, whether it's going to cover the entire light novels, which are still ongoing. I think there's currently 8 volumes out, or if it's going to be like other mangas of light novels, where it just covers some and then not all. But if the manga covers the entire light novels, that won't be so bad, but if it doesn't, I would really like to read the original light novels, because I really like this series. But again, this is shoujo, so I highly doubt it would see a translated release. Yeah, too bad. Are you wondering why I'm up here, by the way? I'm just want to be on screen. Yeah. Yeah, I put Yuichiro as the background, so Badgy was jealous and wanted to be on the screen. So yeah, I would like to see a translated version of the original light novels for Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. Again, mangas was very good, anime was very good. Would like to read the original source material. Quite a lot of these, or maybe even all of them, probably have fan translations online, but I don't tend to read those. And this last one is the one I would like to see translated the most out of all of the light novels on this list, and that is the Story of Evil Vocaloid light novels. And these are based off of the Vocaloid song series, The Story of Evil, which is one of the first Vocaloid series that I actually listened to before I knew what Vocaloid was. Years ago, when I was like 14 maybe, I was just flicking through YouTube and I found English covers of these songs by, I've forgotten who they were by, but I don't even know if the channel exists anymore. But I was listening to those and I realised that the songs had a story to them and that they like joined up and that they were one night they came after each other, and then I heard them then and then just went on. I didn't know what Vocaloid was at the time. Years later, I think last year, the year before, I was getting into Vocaloid and playing the Project Diva games when I found out that these were actually Vocaloid songs, and I went back onto YouTube and I found them again, the originals this time, not the translated ones, and I listened to them again. Then I found out they had a light novel adaptation, and I really wanted to read it, but then I found out it was not translated, so I was kind of annoyed, because I really wanted to read this. Yep, I was annoyed too, because I was found out that I really wanted to read your expressions, but it was not easy. Anyway, the story of Evil, there's spoilers for the first song, by the way, if you haven't heard it. Click on that picture. It's a series of songs about Rin, who is the queen of the Yellow Kingdom, and Ren, who is her servant. And she is a spoiled queen, and she expects to get everything that she wants, and Ren dotes on her. And one day she falls in love with the prince of the Blue Kingdom, but he is already in love with, who is Kaito, by the way, but he is already in love with Miku, who is from the Green Kingdom. And since he turns her down, Rin is very jealous of this and asks Ren, who has feelings for Miku as well, to go kill her. But despite his feelings, Ren does this and kills Miku. Kaito is very pissed, as you would think. And then Meiko, who's like the red person, decides to start up a rebellion against the queen. So they all get a bunch of people together and they eventually capture Rin and put her to death at the gallows. And that is like the end of the first song. I will not spoil the second or the third one. Because Daughter of Evil, Servant of Evil, Regret Message, they're the main three songs. There is more in the series, but they're the most popular three. And yeah, it was a good song series. And there's a twist in the second song that you might not see coming. And anyway, I would really like to see these light novels translated, but I highly doubt it would ever happen. Yep, it won't, let me tell you. And that is all the light novels that I can remember at this moment that I'd like to see translated. There is probably more, but I just can't think of them at the time. So that is going to be it for this video. I've got another quiz planned for next week. Bit different than the other ones I did, but you'll see when it comes out. And yeah, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh!